Hello everyone! In this video, as promised, I have my mid-month update on how my One Book July is going. If you haven't seen the original video from the beginning of the month where I talked about One Book July, why I'm doing it, what I'm doing, setting it up and all that kind of thing, I would highly recommend you watch that first, so I will link it, but otherwise let us carry on. So yes, I don't want to repeat myself from anything from the video from before, so you know, because I don't want you guys to get bored when if you've seen it already. So front page I haven't done anything to. I haven't put a bullet journal key in yet, although I think I might be ready to. Index I don't really need right now. My July page, which was not complete when I ended the last video, has just been added to a little bit with some summer doodles, some better than others, and some stickers and stuff. These two I decorated. This one I wrote a load of stuff about One Book July on it, added some washi, and I've decorated this deep summer quote there. So all of those got decorated. The month at a glance hasn't changed at all, though I do put a little ribbon on it so I can get to it nice and quick and easy like. Trackers, this is how they are looking, my life tracker and my social media tracker. Obviously, not all of these are things that I need or want to do every day. Some of them, yes, like meds and stuff. And yes, you can see I've been very good with meds, not so good with vitamins. Painkiller, about half the days. Planner, very good. Journal, not so good. We'll talk about that in a bit. Creating this physio-esque thing, not so good. Finances, very good. Video, obviously that's one of the things where I'm not looking to do it every day, just seeing how often. It's, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and today's the 15th, so that's roughly every other day. That's quite a lot. Comments, most days. Instagram posts, most days. Story, not so good. Blog, whew, really not so good. Email, generally good, failing away the past week or so. My write-ups that I do for Trimcraft, I don't need to do those every day at all. They're just as and when kind of thing. And Twitter, which I added after that video because I'm so non-Twitter user that I forgot that I even had it. So yes, I've added Twitter onto there, which I think I've done retweets, and that's it. So yes, there's that. My July to do and July goals. These pages, I don't know if I'm going to do them. If I do carry this on in August, I don't know if I will do them because firstly, I'm not a great goal setter. It's probably something I need to work on, but I've got a couple of things there maybe. July to-dos, I don't know, a monthly to-do list is actually quite a weekly to-do list I find hard enough. I'm more of like a daily to-do list person, but a monthly is a bit whoa, so I don't know, I'm seeing how it goes, but as you can see on both of those I haven't put a whole lot. These pages, these were blank when you last saw them. What I decided to do was on this page do all the games of the Football World Cup from the 1st of July onwards, not the whole thing, just the July games. I was going to do Wimbledon on this side, but at the beginning of July when Wimbledon starts, it's too complicated to put in because it starts off with a gajillion tennis players and then obviously quickly narrows down, and then by the time I remembered about it, it was too late. So yes, as I said, was going to do it, but didn't. And then, yeah, as I said, World Cup games, I just written when they are, what time, whatever, and then highlighted the winners. The final hasn't happened yet. I'm filming this Sunday midday, so yes, I will be watching the final in a few hours. By the time this video is published, we will know what I've written there. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do on this side at all. I just don't know. We will find out. Maybe a month in review, but that's better to go at the end. I don't know. I'll probably just stick some pretty things on it, to be honest. And then, yeah, then we get into the actual sort of planning part. You guys already saw this. My to-do, I split into like general to-do and shopping, and then just started my week. As you can see, the very first day I messed up and wrote something that actually should have been written on to Monday. That's my own fault for confusing myself with the Sunday start, so I just put a washi over that, which doesn't really cover it up, but yeah. And I have on my week, I do the weather, which is like the weather forecast, so to speak, and then the actual weather on the day. So I kind of tend to do about 3 or 4 days at a time on this one, just to give me a rough idea of what's coming, and then as I said, I do the actual weather on the day itself. And yes, so you're about to see lots of paper clips and bits of post-it notes and papers. That's basically covering up anything private or any of my journaling, which obviously I would like to keep private. So yeah, If you're wondering about all the papers and paper clips and stuff, that's what that's about. So for example, my Sunday journaling is all within those 2 pages there, so that's paper clipped together. But yeah, so we started off very well with planning the day, then doing the journaling, and then so we've got Monday, quite a busy day there, some stuff going on there, which obviously I've covered up. In my journal, before I put it in here, I always did a little fun on this day thing, just a little thing I do. Usually get the information from history.net, and it's just like a historical event from this day in history, and then also like a famous or well-known or influential or whatever person who was born on that day. So for example, 2nd of July 1976, North and South Vietnam officially reunified, and born 1877, Herman Hesse. So yeah, that's a thing that I do. Then journaling after that. Is that stuck together? No, it's not. So there's journaling under this paper here. Well, there's some journaling there, but I couldn't be bothered to cover it up, and it's not private enough to, you know, put the effort into covering it up. If you see these little bits here that I've sort of put dashed boxes, those are where I've been tracking my finances kind of thing, and what I'm spending and whatnot. So I use little stars when it's an event that is something that I have no control over, so to speak. So builders here at 9 AM, noise from 9:30, or like if a parcel's arriving that day, or World Cup games, just something that is not exactly a task. It's more of an event that's happening that I can't really do anything about. So that's a thing that I've figured out, I suppose, within my key, bullet journal key kind of thing. My other thing you may notice, I don't know if you're close enough to see, but I have a mix of squares and circles, and basically squares are things that are home, life, health, work, whatever, and circles are all my crafty things, ms.paperlover things, things to do in my craft room, that sort of thing, video editing, yada yada yada. Right, I just got interrupted. What was I saying? I think I was saying basically my week started off pretty well in terms of how I was doing stuff in here. And then, well, I don't know to what extent this affected how I'm using the One Book July and the bullet journal kind of thing, but from Wednesday onwards, my illness didn't have such a fun time. It was the heat that affected it. Fellow spoonies will know exactly what I'm talking about there. Just, ugh. And so yeah, from there onwards, it's kind of like the days get shorter and shorter in terms of planning, because so I've like listed symptoms, or like the particular symptoms that are particularly bothering me that day. There's certain symptoms I have every day that I'm just like, I'm so used to, I don't even write them down. But if they're like something notable, as it were, writing them down. Also keeping a track of like the tablets I'm taking, like extra tablets that are not my daily ones, as it were. I'm trying not to get like too personal here, but yeah. I mean, the day itself generally okay. Then Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday were just not so good. Friday was a little bit better, but just, yeah. This whole thing going on in the planner community at the moment about like being about planner realness or whatever, or being realistic. And so there you go. Realism. Days massively affected, and I just like stuck stickers all over, just like meh, meh, meh. And as you notice, as that happened, the journaling just completely fell away, as it were. So yes, there, by the way, if you're wondering about that sticker, I made a mistake of some sort. I can't remember what it was, but I covered it up with a sticker. So yes, only a little bit of journaling in there. Another on this day though. I like that one because born 1860, Gustav Mahler, my favourite composer. Said that weird. Heat is still affecting me, by the way. I did manage to do some, the next day obviously is after the Saturday, obviously, is the Sunday, but I have like this much planning. Not doing well. This much planning, and then the rest of it is journaling, so I've just put those 2 pages together. And then yeah, that's the first week. So week 2, this didn't really get filled in at all. Neither really did the to do or to buy. Or the to buy, I think it was just because I was being good, and I really didn't have much like home things. Like I had enough cat food, I had enough toiletry things, food, you know, all that kind of thing. So there wasn't anything specific I needed to buy. My to do, I don't know why I just put weeks videos, because usually I would list them separately. So clearly I wasn't functioning very well that day either. And yes, that didn't get filled out very much, but I do have my weather. I just like looking at the weather little icons I draw, just like the colours, I think. So going into the week, I am just loving the fact that I do one day at a time and there isn't like a set amount of space per day. So I have a day like this Monday where I've got 3 things on my list and one little thing that I spent money on, and then the Monday before, which was actually quite busy. So yeah, I just like having that space to be able to do that, and I either sit down the night before to plan it out or even in the morning, and it just kind of works really. So yeah, that's how that's going. But the journaling, however, not so much. So Tuesday I did a little bit, and then as you can see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, no journaling, and then we've got today, which is Sunday, just no. It's not that I wasn't feeling well enough to journal, it wasn't that I was too busy to journal, it's just that I'm not feeling it in this book. And at the beginning of the week, as you see where I did journaling on Tuesday, I was kind of in this mindset of like, I'm not really loving doing it in this planner, but I've said that I'm going to do it for One Book July, so I'm going to do it for the month because I've said that I'm doing it. And then a couple of days later, I was just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. I've had enough. I've got 3 reasons why I don't like the journaling in here. One is, it's probably not a very good reason, but it's still a reason, is that it's actually a bit of a pain to show you guys because I have to cover everything up. As I said, that's not really a reason, it's just like it's a half reason, I suppose. 2, if I've got this out and about with me in my handbag or something, and something happens to it, someone will then have access to all of my private thoughts and journaling. I mean, having access to my list of stuff I've got to do is, you know, obviously I would be gutted if something happened to this planner, but the fact that it's got all my private personal journaling in is just, I'm too paranoid about that. It just, oh, I don't like it, the thought of it at all. And then the 3rd reason is it's kind of just, it's a bit too much of a clash between things. I don't know. So, you know, here I've got like a day set out. I've got a list of things to do. I'm tracking my illness, my tablets. I've got all these practical things going on. And then on the next page is just a load of waffle from my brain about what I'm thinking, about what I'm feeling, whether it's positive or negative or whatever. So it's like practical waffle. And I don't like the clash of the 2 things. It just, yeah, I need that, the waffle and the personal stuff to be in a separate place. I can't cope with, as I said, the practical planning being next to the blah 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 thoughts from my brain. So yes, even though I did say I was going to do it for the whole month, I'm now not going to, basically. I may do it today just to fill up this page, for the simple fact that I cannot start my week on this page. It needs to be on that page. Just, it has to be. I will not cope otherwise. But yes, it's not working. There is no point in me doing it for another 2 weeks when I'm not happy doing it. So if you want to call that a fail or One Book July fail, then go ahead. I still think, because I'm in this book, I'm still going okay. But there you go. That's what's happening. There you go. I think that's updated you quite enough. I am going to very briefly just set up my weekly pages here and then come back to you in a sec. there we are. There is my sort of initial spread for the week, and I will obviously go through and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the days separately. As you can see, I'm not really going in for the decorative bullet journaling at this stage. I'm just being quite practical and just adding a little bit of colour, stickers and stuff maybe as the days go by. It's just however it goes. I have just remembered I wanted to highlight something in grey, which is this. This video was supposed to come out today as I'm filming on Sunday, but now it's going to be Monday because I spent all of Saturday fixing my computer, which had a load of malware on it and completely broken. So that was fun. So yes, in case you're wondering, that's why it's a day later than intended. But other than that, yeah, there we go. So I will do, and oh, in case you're wondering about that as well, you may have seen on my July goals to do 2 no spend weeks in the month of July, and I could have done it last week, except I ordered from Hobbycraft on the Monday, so I'm going to at least try and do it this week, so we will see. That's no spend on craft and stationery and whatnot products, just in case you were wondering, because yes, there are some things in my shopping list that are more householdy items. Yes, tomorrow Conan has the vets. He has his annual health checkup, which I'm not looking forward to, and his vaccines as well. Conan hates the vets, like seriously hates it, and it is stressful for everybody involved, but obviously he needs his vaccines. If he doesn't get his annual health checkup, his insurance is invalid, so it has to be done. Cost me a fortune. Anyway, so that's happening. Not looking forward to that. It is payday next week, so doing that on the same week as payday is going to be virtually impossible, but we'll see how that goes. But yes, I will be back at the end of July to do a general roundup on One Book July and how it's going, or how it went kind of thing, and what my plans are for my planning in the future after the end of One Book July and all that kind of thing. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this little insight into how my One Book July is going. Please do leave me a comment if you have any questions, anything to say or whatever, where I got anything from. Not that I've showed you much of it in the way of stickers or anything in this video, but you know what I mean. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me out as a little itty bitty channel. And yes, okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go watch the football final, and yes, okay, thank you so much again. Bye bye.